up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami with... Now, what are you doing? Are you trying to re-pull what I did last week? Re-pull, I don't even think that's a word. But are you doing what I did? Were you bored with this episode? This is the most exciting video ever. I'm wondering how long it's going to take the audience before they just turn it off.
Oh, shut up!
As I said, I'm the Kaiju no Kami, and this is...
Laziness. But I'm actually known as Corellica Kane.
Okay.
I feel like this was the perfect lazy day episode ever. I wasn't bored, but I will say that the final act, because I feel like this episode was in 4 acts, that the final act ruined everything for it.
Well, in the words of Taka from Kotetsu Toys, does Toji Tendo even really want to conquer the world? Because they did conquer the world. And then Barashitara was like, nope, can't have that because you had a vacation before I did. Boom. Now the world is free and back to normal. Like, they conquered the world.
So, this episode, because we're at episode what, 22?
24.
24. Okay, I don't remember episode numbers anymore. Good job, everyone. Anyways, episode 24. Invasion complete. Now, how do we fix it? So, the reason why I said it started off fun is because Yak-chan was going on vacation. She deserves a vacation holding down the fort of a running business while her grandson and friends constantly fight. She's stuck home, no breaks. I understand that's a Japanese mentality, but still.
Apparently the American mentality, as we've come to learn in the last year.
Okay.
Per the boomers.
Nevertheless, we're not getting into that here. Nevertheless, she goes on vacation. Then there's a new Toji Tendo villain. Vacation World. I almost feel like singing that Madonna song. I can't sing it because copyright. Madonna would sue our asses in like 2.5 seconds. Actually, no, it's not a Madonna song. It's Bangles. Damn it!
I still don't even know what song you're talking about.
It's called Vacation.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, apparently he does.
Apparently, you could just leave now. This whole review is gonna be boring. We're on a vacation for this review, apparently.
So, anyways, you already see 2 Kaiser fighting. And then...
with his really bad CGI bros.
We'll get into that. Then, obviously, Zenkaiger, minus Gowon and Majine, go ahead and start fighting. Well, apparently, they figure out he's Vacation World without any effort. They use Changeman's power to do this magma thing that lifts him up in the sky, and as he's like hundreds of feet in the air, he's like, huh, what the hell? I'm gonna use my power now. And the whole town...
well, the whole world is supposed to be...
well, the whole world goes on vacation. And I loved watching the Japanese individuals in whatever office environment. They're like, I'm going on vacation! You see them throw the paper up in the air. I was like, I have felt the need to do that so many times at work. Because there are days that I'm like, you know what? To hell with this. I am not personally saving lives. I need to just run away. So then we see everybody having a vacation. And I really liked, after the volleyball tournament, I feel like that's when the whole vacation thing was actually fun because they were doing games.
well, I did like how the bird
Oh, Sekchun?
Kept saying, okay, and then we move to this thing happening.
Well, so Sekchun does help keep the story moving along. One thing that I thought was funny is that first, the Choji Tendos, or the Kudites, come down because the invasion is complete. They won! And they see everybody just chilling, relaxing, and the one head Kudite guy is like, wait.
We know what this planet is used for.
No. At first they're like, wait. They've been invaded, but they're just acting like it's a vacation. Like, duh, it's a vacation world, so that makes sense. And that's where they come to the idea, we're making this a resort town. So everybody is on vacation.
I did like when Bara Shitara is walking like, where are all the Kudites? Why can't I find anyone?
Oh, I loved it.
That was probably my favorite scene.
So, the reason why I wanted to get into the brothers, Kuttner and Ricky, is because, for once, they used the toys of them.
Ow.
Multiple times in this episode. I am going to yell it, so you better move over.
Well, it's not the first time they used the toys, but
really, they used it quite a bit
makes
in the
you
episode.
wonder. Well, it makes me wonder, why do they keep using the CGI models when they clearly can make the toys work?
Well, that's what bothers me so much. It's like, because even when they were playing the game where they would get the floaties over people using their arms like this, they were toys. Somebody was holding the toys up to make them where they're lifting the floaties to Zox. And I'm like, why waste CGI budget when you can have somebody kneeling on the ground, essentially, holding the toys up as long as you don't see them, any person. Or when Flint was holding them and she was moving them. It seemed like it was such a waste of spending money if you have toys available. Because you don't need to always have them just floating in the air. I understand it's supposed to be this like way of denoting life in the beings, but in all the years that I've been watching Tokusatsu, they have been making it work to show inanimate objects having life.
Look at them with the Luna plush in Sailor Moon. They made that work.
Well, look at Navi. She wasn't always CGI in
Gokaiger.
Gokaiger.
Like Navi.
Yeah, not Zelda.
Hey, listen.
But they made Navi work, and she was just a toy bird. Yes, Doc held her a lot, but they made it look like she was still a living being, even if somebody was shaking her.
Well, they did it with Tak in Time Ranger as well.
So I don't understand why they're wasting all this time on CGI unnecessarily. Because it is not improving the quality of the characters. Because I think so much everyone is focused on the CGI of these two little characters. Because Sekchan's not CGI all the goddamn time. That's what frustrates me. If you can have the bird there, you can have two little toys there.
But yeah, the parts when they were doing the games, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun, and I'm like, okay, this is a fun episode. I can truly see, and I truly feel why everyone is frustrated. Because while it was a fun episode, it didn't bring any value. And yeah, people can say, well, you had a monster that was good, essentially. He was good, but it was kind of part of his programming, if nothing else. It's not like, I feel like I'm going to be bringing up so much Gokaiger right now, but it's not like jealousy in Gokaiger, who, not necessarily good, wasn't a bad monster.
Well, again, in Time Ranger, we had one of the aliens that he was like, he wasn't evil, he just did something stupid and was branded a criminal for
And
it.
there was a couple times in Kira Major that we had that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily that it was a good creature. It's Vacation World. You can't make Vacation World evil because it's inherently a positive thing.
It depends who you're asking. Corporate execs, Vacation World is the most evilest thing ever.
Yeah, but I think Mushroom World could be more evil than Vacation World.
And we had a really good episode going. Everything's fun. I don't get the game with the sticks and the watermelon.
I do, because I've seen so many anime that they have that makes sense.
So I was like, wait, what are they doing? What do you mean that they can't smash their melon, but they're supposed to...
No, they can smash their melon, but the other team can steal it and prevent them. So the first team who smashes the melon wins.
But they can only smash their own melon.
Correct. They can't smash anyone else's.
Yeah, I didn't understand that entire game. I'm like, what's the point with the sticks?
It's a fun game. I obviously think it's not meant for little children, because if I saw you, Silver Quill, Advent Nebula, and Chrysalis Bloodborne having this watermelon game, you would not be hitting simply the watermelons. All of you would be pounding on each other at the same time.
Okay, but what does that have to do with little kids?
Because little kids would probably kill each other. Adults know how to pull back. Little kids just go full force.
But so we had this fun episode. Oh, I did love the camera work. When they got into the factory and you had the camera was like following them around with the sticks. When they had their sticks and everything. That was pretty awesome. And then you had like where it did the cut to the take where then it goes up onto two Kaisers. He jumps down. That whole thing was really awesome.
I actually like the transformation scene.
Oh, with the like horn going?
Yeah, like the foghorn or whatever it's called, or bullhorn. But
well, it was funny because they did it once, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be funny if they did it like increased it each time for each ranger? And then they did. I'm like, wait, was that twice for him? And then they was like, oh shit, it's 3 times for her.
Yeah, because they didn't do it for Kaito.
No, they did once for Kaito.
1 for Kaito.
2 for Juron.
Oh.
3 for Gaon. 4 for Majine. And 5 for Vroom.
But I actually thought it was kind of funny. And then when they got to Kaiser, they did his whole thing.
And they did that, but then they didn't do it for Vacation World.
No. Well, actually, even in the opening song, when they were playing the opening song, at the beginning they had a little bit where they had like hula hoops, donuts, and things like that very quickly. And then as you progress through the song, by the time you get to the end where everybody's in the shop, nobody's there. Which I thought was a brilliant nod to the message, not the message, but the point of the episode.
But everything was fun until Barashatar came in and was like, we need to wrap this plot up within the next 2 minutes.
I know. I was like, this would have been a great 2-parter because...
They won.
They did. Because even Wall Boss, he was super like, wait, what? And he hits the ground. Barashatar flies into here and he's like, what did you say? And so I kind of am hoping in the next episode they actually reference what happens here. And
I don't know. I'm a little afraid next episode's a clip show.
I actually agree with you there. Because the next episode is called Zenkaiger 2.0. So they go back 6 months basically to the start of the show. Can't believe it's been 6 months.
I'm just afraid it's actually a clip show with some new footage here or there.
Well, we survived 2 weeks of Ultraman Trigger.
But
overall,
I feel like this episode was ruined by Barashatara's coming in.
It really was, because even the CUDA test, it was so funny.
When they're just relaxing.
They're just relaxing, and
it's got a bra on.
And then, even when Barashatar does ruin the moment, he's like, CUDA test! because he's the one who destroys Vacation World. And they come down, and one's like all dressed up, still chilling. The other one's like, yes, sir. And he's like, take this, and he throws Vacation World's gear at him. And I'm like, oh.
I was like, wait, you conquered the world, and now you just gave the world back. What the hell? God, you're stupid. Barashitara needs to die already so we can get a real general in here.
I think these are all the bosses that we're stuck with.
No, we've got to get another one. Now's the time for another boss to be coming in.
Well, I'm very frustrated because this would have been the perfect opportunity for a 2-episode mini arc. Yes, it's like the whole vacation thing, but with Barashitara not being mind controlled, so to speak, for vacation, him and Ijarud could have done so much behind the scenes to really do this takeover of the world while everybody's distracted.
Yeah, it was fun all up until that point when it was like, okay, this episode just went pff. And the mech battle was utterly boring.
The mech battle was completely pointless because usually the coup d'etat, when it takes over whichever world it is for the week, actually takes on some of their abilities and can still change things. Here, it just became like flamboyant vacation time, but there was nothing except for straw hat attacks. I was like, if I want to see something like that, I'll watch One Piece.
Yeah. And what was the point of Vroom and Majine combining when they just had to have Kaiju combine anyway to beat him?
Well, that's another thing that frustrated me. It's like, more and more, they're making the Kikanoids pointless.
That's why when they were like, when Galan and Majine were like, we're going to stay here at the shop at the beginning, I'm like, well, it doesn't matter, you're pointless anyway. You've got Kaito to be the mech form anyway. They don't need you.
Well, that's the other frustrating thing. And are you having problems?
Apparently.
He's spilling water all the time. Like, prior to us starting this recording, he spilled water all over me.
Well, that was on purpose.
But as you can see, if he's not truly trying to cover up the logo as he is right now. This is our newest water bottle.
Okay, anyway, there's got to be something else we can talk about with this episode. Because I don't know, I feel like all my energy to talk about this episode went...
Actually, I can talk about something else with this episode. So, there's been some Twitter controversy. Once again!
Only not with me this time.
I know, I'm actually pretty impressed.
But apparently you're not...
But you'll be changing that soon because you're going to piss somebody off.
Oh, I hope so.
But anyways, another one of Kaiju's connections.
Well, I don't know if it was one of mine.
But somebody else on Twitter talked about Zenkaiger and how this episode increased his frustration of the series because, once again, there's no development. And while I enjoy it for its simplicity of Seinfeldness, I can understand and I can appreciate, having watched prior Sentai series, even Car Ranger, which is completely silly, still have something that progresses the series along. And this particular series, you have very minimal story, but a lot of character development until now, because I kind of feel like it truly is stalled. Nevertheless, this other individual on Twitter talked about their frustration, and tons of people are starting to attack him because he's voicing his opinion, and a number of people are saying, well, You just don't appreciate fun series.
A series can be fun and still be terrible.
And I am notorious for liking bad movies. I've watched Sharknado, Sharktopus, so many bad movies. I can actually do an entire video on the number of bad movies I've watched. And I enjoy them, but I recognize they're bad. I am not under any rose-colored glasses telling me otherwise. But I do think it's unfair to attack people. I don't know how many more times I can talk about this in this particular series for expressing their viewpoints. That's the only thing that I will say this week has frustrated me, is we all enjoy tokusatsu for our own individual reasons.
But you don't have to like every series. Not everyone has to like every series. That's the reason why there's 45 Sentai series. Because there's going to be series you like, there's going to be series you hate. There's going to be series that you like that others hate, there's going to be series you hate that others like. Does not mean you should not be able to express your opinion of it. Because if you don't, what's the point of even having social media? What's the point of going online to talk if nobody's willing to talk because your opinion does not meet their opinion? Like, shut the fuck up and listen and don't be a douchebag. It's not that hard.
Basically, the one thing I've always liked about social media, even back in the day of MySpace, and yes, I'm old enough to remember MySpace.
What's MySpace?
The social media platform that predated Facebook.
Okay, well remember, Facebook was my first social media platform.
Oh my god, go away.
You were the one that set up my Facebook page. You know this.
I know.
So stop pretending you don't, Grandma.
I completely forgot you didn't know MySpace. But for anybody who doesn't know what MySpace was, it was a very basic version of social media. But even then, you could have open discourse. You just didn't troll people just for the shits and giggles of it all. But that's all I have to say, because if I get on my soapbox, I will be there for hours. So with that said, I don't have much more feedback on this episode. I enjoyed the first 3 acts of it. The 4th act destroyed a lot of the momentum of it, where I felt a lot of my energy dissipate after it was done.
I did like at the end when Yacha comes back and she's like, "What the hell happened here?"
Yeah, that was good. But at the end of the day,
yeah, it was a Zenkaiger episode.
I'm a little afraid for a clip show, because I will admit, I understand clip shows are a part of...
There's no reason for clip shows to exist in the world of streaming and DVR and stuff, because you can just go back and watch what you missed. There's no need for a clip show other than to be a cheap ass.
We don't know for a fact if it's a clip show. We're just assuming.
Based on the clips they showed in the previews.
Exactly. But with that, if you like us and you like what we're doing, click like, subscribe, comment, tell us any feedback you have, good, bad, or otherwise. You can even troll us, because he's entertained by it. So definitely go ahead, troll away. And then if you want to see more of our randomness in couples counseling, definitely check out our other videos that we have on Zenkaiger, Trigger, or anything else out there. And then definitely check us out in general, because we have a lot of content. And you can also follow us on social media, and you can always troll him there as well, because he likes trolling. And you can check us out at Kaiju no Kami on Facebook, Kaiju no Kami on Twitter, Kaiju no Kami on Instagram, and finally Kaiju no Kami on Patreon. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, that would be awesome. And you can also keep an eye out on our website, which is creativitybydesignllc.com.
And when are you getting the store up?
I'm going to be working on our store this weekend. So any of the merchandise that we have from Kaiju's merchandising video, because he really loves Spaceballs and he feels that Mel Brooks is his hero, so I will definitely get that up. And then, just as a forewarning, I know I've mentioned this on our podcast, but there will be a few weeks in the month of September that we will not be recording our Zenkaiger videos as consistently as we want to, and that's going to be due to my having surgery.
And probably Trigger as well, because we've got convention coming up. Obviously, we're not getting together with Silver Quill this weekend, so we'll just have to do it on our own.
Well, no, Silver Quill is coming over Tuesday, even after whatever we do. Nevertheless,
But
no,
that's
we're not going to get into a personal conversation here. Nevertheless, we're going to be having some difficulties recording over the next few weeks, mainly due to my surgery, and I apologize for that loss of content. But we will try to do as much as possible based on my healing and everything else going on. So please check us out for everything that we have, and we will still be able to produce pre-recorded content for a while as well. But bye, everyone.
Bye. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.